This is the question, correct? So the tables. Create a procedure to insert rows into employee mean and employee phone tables. Inputs are this. This is the manipulation part. And insert into second table also. Okay. I'm creating table 1. Okay. I'm creating both tables. And you can see data is not there. Let's say if you are insert into employee mean values of, as ID is a auto-generated one, I have to pass employee name. Is $30,000. So employee got inserted. You can see one is auto-generated. Now I'm going to capture that one and insert into form. 1, phone number. Something like this. So how you capture one here? Because I have seen it. I have seen it, I have captured it. Okay. Let's say I'm inserting a record. So I don't know what is the ID. I want to capture the latest ID. Though I know it is 2, I want to capture the latest ID. That is 2. So 2 is the latest one, right? So latest one, which got inserted just now. That is max. Max ID is 2. I'll insert to 4. To capture that, I use declare variable employee ID, teacher. Employee ID is equal to. Here I'll pass employee. That's all. Got the data correctly? So now, if you see here, declare thread employee name, thread age, thread salary, and phone number also we have to set. Okay, we require this later part. These are the inputs. So set a thread employee name, set thread employee age, set a thread salary, set a thread phone, Insert into main table, pass the values, employee name, comma, employee age, comma, employee salary. That's all. Because ID is auto-generated. Now this will insert this into these three values will go to here. Phone number. Now ID I have to generate it. So again, what I'll do, I'll declare one more variable for my purpose. Right? Employee integer. Now I'm going to, once inserted, I'm going to take the latest ID from here. Select start from this. I'll take the max of ID and I'll assign to employee ID. Now I'll insert to second table and pass the phone number. So this is how you can do. That's it. This is a simple thing which I told you to capture the value. You can capture the value like this. There is another thing, another way we can capture the ID value, latest ID value. If you want to capture the latest ID value, there is a function called as scope identity. So it's not even a function. So if you see scope identity, if something just inserted just now, it will capture. Example, I'm inserting values to here. So what is the scope identity? Now see, 3 is the scope identity. Just now inserted is 3. Got it? Whatever the table it is, it could be any table. Identity got executed. And what is the current identity scope? 3. So whatever you are doing max, it is able to fetch that. Either you can assign this value to employee ID or you can assign this way. Either way, both are correct. This is easiest one based on our learning till now. This is what this system capturing, SQL Server capturing. Clear?
Can
Any
you repeat
questions?
the scope identity and max? So,
Hmm?
can you repeat the scope identity and max? Why we use?
Max, see now, what is the we had to send the latest ID to insert the phone number. If you see here, 3 records are inserted. Now I have to insert phone number to this last record. Okay. Just now third record got inserted, correct? Just now third record got inserted. So whenever you execute the scope of the record of the just now this got executed, correct? Just now. So it will save the latest identity value which got executed. So what is the latest identity value which got executed? 3, correct? Agree,
Uh,
Sandeep?
yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
So this is storing it. Okay. So you can use this and pass it and then insert the data to phone number. Or what is the maximum ID in employee table? 3. So this way also you can capture the maximum ID. You can capture the maximum ID and send to employee. Either way you can do. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
Everyone clear about this?
Yes. Yes, sir.
You can use any one option. Now what I do, I'll comment this because just now I executed. I just execute this so that it will insert to phone number also. Now if you see the phone table, third record also okay. Okay. Now let us create a procedure. Procedure is, create procedure USP underscore ns emp table cells. We have 4 inputs. Employee ID, age, salary. Oh, what we need to do? Need to insert into employee underscore main table. Sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry what I did. Employee name issue. One is telling. I'm declaring a employee ID integer set. Can use this or you can use either way you can use. Then insert into EMP4. That's all. Execute procedure, employee name, city, phone number. To execute this, these 3 values will go here. It will take the latest ID, this ID, and this phone number will go to here. 2 rows inserted. Now you take these queries. And verify. Got 4th record. Clear? Any questions on this?
So for if you're using max, we cannot put set at the
How
ID.
come? How come you can set? You are getting from a table. Set will work.
Okay, right.
Set star from employee main works.
No, you have to get it from the table, right?
So it works. Okay. If I write set, it works. Doesn't work. So if it works, then you can say employee ID is equal to. Okay. As it is getting from table, we have to use select only. Set is just to assign a value to a variable. But if you are assigning a value from a table to a variable, then we have to use select. Agree?
Yes, sir. So if you execute same values 2 times or 3 times, that's table elongatable.
Come again, come again.
That's if you execute that same value, that's like a CD 40 12,000 and phone number. There's add another row for this one.
It can be. Why? Because I didn't define any constraints on this. Correct? I didn't define phone number should not repeat. Nothing. If you see my create script,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
don't have
yes.
any constraints. Phone number
Yeah.
should be unique. I didn't keep it. Okay?
Mhm. Okay, sir.
It will take. Duplicates it will be taking. Not a problem. It depends on your table constraints. See, we have written almost 1,000 lines, or I can say 600 lines of code to understand the procedures. Okay. Let me know. Any questions on writing stored procedures? Why? Because we'll be moving on to, I thought of telling exception handling, but it won't work. Just a moment. We'll be moving on to user-defined functions. Okay. After user-defined functions, we'll discuss transactions. Once we discuss transactions, we'll discuss about exception handling. Okay. So next
Okay, sir.
topic
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
user-defined functions. If you are very confident on this, then we can move on to user-defined functions. Yes, yes, we have to spend some time on this. Tell me. Yeah, total. Till now, stored procedures we have used which consists which we can keep DML statements, even create table statements. We can use DDL statements. We can alter the tables within the procedure. We write DML statements, DDL statements, and select statements also. Whereas user-defined functions can contain only select statements to perform operations within the table or on the table. We cannot write DML operations. DML means insert, update, delete. You cannot do DDL operations. Create, alter, drop. You cannot do. Truncate. You cannot do. Only you can do is select option. Select only you can do within user-defined functions. Similar to view. We also can have select statements within it. Agree? Are you getting? No, yes.
Yes.
Clear. Others.
Yes, sir.
So here stored procedures have input parameter or output parameter, whereas here we can have only input parameters. In user-defined functions, we have only input parameters. We have an option called as return. We do return. Okay. We don't use return in a stored procedure, though it is, but we definitely our compulsory return statement we have to write in stored in user-defined function. Return is mandatory in user-defined functions. When you return, you can return a single value or set of values like a rows, multiple rows. And stored procedures, if you see, we call the stored procedures using execute command. We cannot use select statement. Whereas user-defined functions can be used directly using select statements. So select statements are used to user-defined functions. Input parameters are there for user-defined functions, but return is compulsory for user-defined functions, which we have to write. Okay, return. What the user-defined function returns. This is the kind of output. The syntax of user-defined function: create function, function name, input parameters, what it is going to return. So here you are going to use plural returns integer, returns date time, returns varchar, returns table, it returns table also. So you write your code here. Because here returns you have declared that it is going to return of so and so type, you have to specify return. Here returns, here's singular, return whatever the value it is or the table it is. Try to go through the syntax.
So the first returns return type. So that return the return type for the input parameters.
Correct.
Okay.
Input parameters, it's like for processing. Output is what return.
Okay.
What you want to show from your user-defined function is the return. And what data type it is going to be declared earlier only, it is going to returns so and so data type. Okay. Let me know. Try to understand it. I'll explain again. If you see example, you'll understand.
So does that mean that if once we create this function, it'll automatically give us the our return or whatever we're asking for it?
We are going to program it. It is not going to automatically give it. It's a program. We are going to program it so that it will return whatever we programmed for. We give inputs if required, and it is going to return. It can return a single value. Example, I want the designation of the employee by taking the input of the employee ID. Let's say employee ID I'll send. I'll get the designation of the employee. So designation is what? It's a string. So there you say returns varchar. Here you say return designation. So what type of designation? What is the type of designation? Varchar, which is declared earlier. If you say return age, it won't match. Age is integer, and on top you said that you declare that it is going to be a varchar, it is going to have a problem. Clear?
What is that scalar value? That's a single value.
Scalar value. Scalar means single value, like how said designation. Set of rows means multiple values.
Okay.
Okay. Important thing is we can write only select statements within user-defined functions.
We can have multiple input parameters, right?
Yes, we can have multiple input parameters.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you call a function? Let's say if you have a function, let me call. What you do, select get date. Select date name of get date. So this is the input parameter. Date is the input parameter for this. So if you see here, date name of one comma. So it is displaying month is the date name and this is the date. So this takes two input parameters. This doesn't take any input. So this is how we execute, correct? So how to execute the user-defined functions? User-defined functions, we had to give a prefix dbo dot. That's a schema. By default, dbo is a schema name. Dbo means database object. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is how we execute. I mean, we call the function. If we have input parameters, we have input parameters. So this is scalar user-defined function. If you are getting a single value from an output, you are going to write like this scalar user-defined function directly. If it is a table returning function, okay, what is that we'll see? We are going to write like a table because it is going to return an output of table like rows and columns. So rows and columns can be read using this command one. Okay. So let us see the types of user-defined functions. There are three types of user-defined functions: scalar user-defined function, inline user-defined function, multi-statement table value functions. Multi-statement table value user-defined functions. Okay. Scalar means it is going to return single value as an output. Scalar means it is going to return single value as an output. Inline user-defined function. Inline. So it's a inline queries. If you remember, we discussed about inline queries versus programming. Inline queries, every time we execute them, it gets compiled, verify for errors, and then it will execute so that every time whenever, even though we save the queries and execute those queries, inline queries, that will go for compilation for every execution. So extra time taking. To overcome that, we have come to programming part. Okay, which will save all our code and just give the name of the program we execute, like a view name or a procedure name or now function. Okay, scalar means which returns single value as an output. Single value as an output. Scalar, like I told designation. Which returns single scalar value, which returns, I said, that's why I'm not telling as output, which returns single scalar value. So it means it is going to be output, single value. Create a function which returns department name for the given employee ID. So whatever we learned here till now, we are going to apply here. Again, should be very easy. I write one, I'll give you 3, 4. Let us see how we can fix it. Create a function which returns department name. So what is the input? Input is employee ID for the given employee ID. What is the return? Department name. What are the tables? Select star from department SQL, say employees SQL. I want to get the department name if I pass the employee ID. So employee ID will go and get them in department ID. Department ID will be given to department table. Select star from employees. Let's say I'll go with employee ID 1. Employee ID, where employee ID is equal to, let's say, so 5 is the employee ID. Okay. I want to pass 5 to department table. How? Using department ID. So fifth employee ID belongs to third department. and I'll pass 3 here. I want to display department ID, department name, sorry. So for the employee ID 5, 3 is the department ID. When I pass 3, I'm getting finance. Finance is the department name. What you can do, you can make it as a subquery, correct? That is one option. You can make it as a subquery. Or you can use joins also. Join with employee. E dot department ID is equal to E dot department ID, where E dot employee ID is equal to input parameter. So declare employee ID integer, set employee ID equal to 5. And create employee. You can achieve this way. I just want not star, I want D dot department. I can achieve this way. So there are many things. I'm just only getting department name. I can achieve this way, or I can achieve this way also by passing the employee ID here. Both are one and same. You can achieve whichever the way you want. Now user defined function. Create function UDF underscore user defined function underscore get department. Input parameter is there. So input parameter is optional. Remember, it is not mandatory. At the rate employee ID integer as no as here returns. What is it is going to return? Department name. Department name is varchar. Just see here returns varchar as begin end. Okay. You can write the same input, same join here. And finally, what you have to say? You have to return the department name. So what I'll do, I'll declare at the rate DPT name say return DPT name. That's all. I'll take this. If I say execute or what is a 5, it will not execute because it's not a function. It will not get output. I'm trying to execute. It is just executed, but it is not returning anything. But I say select, and if I pass this value, still it will fail that I cannot identify. See, not recognizable as a built-in function because this is not a built-in function. It is not recognizing. I'll say dpo dot. Now see, we got only one finance, only F came. Why? Because I didn't define the size here. I have to define the size here. Okay. So alter the function. I'll make it as varchar of 50. Alter it. Let's say I'll keep it as create only. Then now if you see, you got finance. If you want alias name, because alias name is not good, here only you can say as department name. Any questions on this? This is scalar user-defined functions, okay? Okay, let me know any questions on this.
No questions.
Ready to do example?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Create a user-defined function which returns product category name for the given a I'm just thinking. Scalar function, right? You can even do that average thing, okay? Average also you can do. I just ask give this salary and get it. I'm not even asked to compare with the table, okay? So just think you are giving a input salary. Salary, money. And we are expecting some print. Okay, no need to. No need. Okay, let me save the output in variable band. So salary I'm defining. Salary is 90,000. If given salary is greater than 80,000, just set at the red band is equal to high. Else if of salary between 3,000 and 80,000. So whenever you say between, both will be included. Okay. Then set at the red band is equal to medium. Else set band is equal to low. That's a print red band. So salary is now 90,000. So this will get executed. High. 30,000. So this is failed. This is failed. It will come here. This is the logic. I am not asking to compare with table also. Employee table, no need to compare. So create function UDF underscore get sal band. Input is salary. What it is going to returns varchar. So you need to declare a variable to return the band. So same logic. If of @salary, we will then set in the rate. Band is if of salary between 1,000 and 8,000. Why I'm writing again and again is I want you also to write like this so that you get used to the commands or whatever. Okay. After all, return @band. Instead of printing, we are saying return @band. That's all. Now select the dot this, give the salary. It says medium. Says medium. Says low. Says high. Okay. Clear on this?